All right, let's dive right into a question that sounds super simple, but the more you think about it, the more it just completely unravels into this huge mystery. It's this: can you actually think without language? And I want you to really for a second just consider that. Right now, you're hearing my words, you're processing them, but is the thinking itself separate from the language you're using to do it? I mean, you've probably got that inner voice going, right? A little narrator giving you a running commentary on your world. For almost all of us, that voice speaks a language. But is that voice you thinking, or is it maybe just a translator for something deeper? This leads to a fascinating idea that our words are really just our best attempt to capture a thought that's already flashed through our mind. The words are the net, not the fish. So let's explore that, this whole idea of pre-verbal thought. Is there any real evidence that we can have complex thoughts completely without a vocabulary? Well, let's start with the most obvious example. Babies. Before they can talk, they have zero grammar, zero vocabulary. They can't explain what they're experiencing, but we all know their minds are anything but empty. Oh, absolutely. Of course they can think. Babies decide what they want, they have expectations, they react, they solve little problems, and as any parent will tell you, they are masters at manipulating a situation to get exactly what they need. All of that, that's thinking. And it's all happening without a single word.
So here's the crucial way to look at it. Thinking is the basic operating system we're all born with. Language, language is like this powerful software we install later. Sure, it makes everything sharper, clearer, easier to communicate, but the core processor was already humming along just fine.
And get this, it's not just a human thing. Just look at AI. The most advanced minds we've ever built don't think in English or Chinese or any human language. They process patterns and data. You could almost say they dream in math. The language we read, that's just the output format they use so we can understand them. So if language isn't thought itself, what is it? Well, once we install that software, it changes everything, and it becomes this incredible double-edged sword, both a powerful tool and maybe a kind of prison. On one hand, language is a bridge. It's how we build cultures, pass down history, create science. It's what connects us. But on the other hand, it can be a wall. The words we know can actually limit the thoughts we are able to have. It kind of builds the boundaries of our reality. For example, some languages don't have different words for blue and green, and people who speak them, they literally perceive color differently. How wild is that? And that really gets to the heart of the paradox. Your vocabulary isn't just a list of words. It's the set of walls for your own mental universe. If you don't have a word for a concept, trying to really grasp it is like trying to catch smoke in your hands. Okay, so let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine a world where humanity just never got around to inventing language. No speech, no writing, just, gestures and raw feelings. What would that world actually look like? Well, it would be a world stuck on repeat. There'd be no way to record history, no way to build on scientific discoveries. Every brilliant idea, every crucial piece of knowledge, it would just die with the person who learned it. Civilization would be trapped in this endless loop, basically rediscovering fire over and over again. So clearly, language is absolutely essential. But here's a weird thought. What if its real power comes from the fact that it's imperfect? So let's flip the experiment. Imagine the opposite scenario, a perfect language, something almost like telepathy, where every thought is beamed from my mind to yours instantly, perfectly. No room for misunderstanding, no vagueness, no metaphors. Would that perfect communication make us better? Or would it actually make us lonelier? A huge part of the human experience is the effort we make to connect. That struggle to figure out what someone else means, to try and bridge the gap between our minds, that struggle is a form of connection. And this is the whole point right here. That gap, the space between what we feel and what we can actually say, that's where art is born. Poetry, music, painting, they all live in that beautiful, frustrating space where words just aren't enough. A perfect language might be efficient, but it would be completely artless. Okay, so let's bring this all the way back home, back to you, right now, and back to that voice inside your head that's been commenting on this whole thing. Your inner narrator is constantly chattering away, using language to tell the story of your life. But if thought really does exist before words, then maybe that voice isn't the source of your thoughts at all. Maybe the real thinking is happening somewhere deeper, somewhere silent. This, for me, is the most powerful way to think about it. The words you hear in your head aren't the original thoughts. They're just the echo of a thought that's already happened. They're the ripples spreading out from a silent source. And that leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to just sit with. If your inner voice is just an echo, then who or what is making the original sound? Who is the speaker? And more importantly, who is the one that's truly listening?